Sounds All Around: The Science of How Sound Works by Susan Hughes and Ellen Rooney. Summer, sunlight, a gentle breeze blowing the clouds. It's so quiet, then such a tiny insect, but its beating wings make a big sound in the silence. Then, off in the distance, dark clouds and lightning! It's a giant electric spark that is so hot, hotter than the sun, and travels so fast, faster than a rocket ship, that the air explodes. The explosion makes a sound called thunder. But you don't hear the thunder right away. Count the seconds after you see the lightning. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Some sounds, like the bee buzzing and the thunder clapping, happen naturally. A cat purring, a rooster crowing, waves washing on the shore, rain dripping from an eavesdrop, subway wheels squealing around a bend, you sneezing. Other sounds are made to communicate something. An ambulance siren wailing, a school bell clanging, an alarm clock ringing, or your voice calling to a friend. How does sound happen? Try this. Pluck a guitar string. Now watch as the string moves back and forth very quickly. The string is vibrating, and this makes the air around the string vibrate too. Once the air is on the move, the vibrations travel outward in waves. These waves spread in all directions, including deep into your ear. Inside the ear canal, the sound waves make your eardrum vibrate, and this vibration makes thousands of tiny hairs shiver. These shivering hairs turn the sound energy into signals, which travel straight to your brain. Aha! Your brain tells you you're hearing a sound and what that sound is. An eardrum is a thin piece of skin that stretches across your ear canal, inside your ear. Sound waves make eardrums vibrate, just like drumsticks make drum skins vibrate. We can hear high sounds and low sounds, soft sounds and loud sounds. It all depends on the way the air vibrates. When the air vibrates quickly, you hear a high-pitched sound, like a mouse squeaking or a flute trilling. Very high-pitched sound, called ultrasound, is so high that human ears can't hear it. But some animals, such as dogs, bats, opossums, and porpoises, can hear it. They even use ultrasound to find their way around. Have you ever yelled in a cave or a canyon and heard the echo of your voice bounce back? When bats fly in the dark of night, they find their way by sending out very high-pitched sounds. When the echoes bounce back to them, the bats can tell that something lies in their path. This is called echolocation. When the air vibrates slowly, you hear a low-pitched sound, like the rumble of an earthquake or a tuba oompah-ing. Just like human ears can't hear super high-pitched sound, we also can't hear super low-pitched sound, called infrasound. But a squid and a hippo can. So can an elephant and a whale. These animals use infrasound to communicate. Elephants communicate using very low sounds. Low sounds travel farther than high sounds, so elephants can send messages over incredibly long distances. Their low rumbles can travel as far as 6.5 kilometers, which is 4 miles, and the elephant receiving the call picks it up through its feet. Elephants can also hear the low rumbling of an approaching thunderstorm. Sometimes air vibrates gently. It only carries a tiny bit of energy. It presses lightly against your eardrums. The sound is soft, like when leaves rustle or a pin drops on the floor. Have you heard the expression, so quiet you can hear a pin drop? Try it. Drop a pin on the floor. What changes do you have to make around you before you can hear it hit the floor? How quiet does it have to be? Sometimes air vibrates with a great amount of energy. It presses forcefully against your eardrums, like when dragsters take off from the starting line. Dragster engines are extremely powerful. Their sound can make your eyes vibrate and your bones shake. It can even make it difficult for you to swallow. We're not all race car drivers, but we all need to protect our ears. Loud noises can damage your ears for a short time or even forever. To keep your ears safe, stay away from really loud noise. And this includes loud music. If you know you're going to be near a loud noise, like at a fireworks display, a construction site, an air show, or a sporting event, be sure to wear earplugs or industrial earmuffs. High sounds, low sounds, how do we measure pitch? It depends on how quickly the air vibrates. We find the pitch by measuring the sound vibrations during a set period of time. 1 vibration per second is a hertz. Turtles can hear sounds that are only 20 hertz. That's very low. Look at the high and low sounds some animals can hear compared to humans. A squid can hear 1 hertz to 500 hertz. A honeybee can hear the same, 1 to 500. A turtle can hear from 20 hertz to 1,000 hertz. A bullfrog can hear from 100 hertz up to 3,000 hertz. An elephant can hear from 16 hertz all the way up to 12,000 hertz. A typical human can hear from 20 hertz up to 20,000 hertz. A cat can hear from 30 to 30,000. A dog from 50 to 46,000. An opossum from 500 to 64,000. A bat can hear from 3,000 hertz all the way up to 120,000 hertz. A beluga whale can hear from 1,000 to 123,000. And a porpoise can hear all the way down to 75 hertz and all as high as 150,000 hertz. If a honeybee's wings beat at a pitch of 200 hertz, would a bullfrog be able to hear it? What about a bat? Soft sounds, loud sounds, how do we measure sound? As you learned earlier, when an object vibrates, it makes the air around it move. We use decibels to measure how much energy is in the vibrations, or how loud a sound is. The rustle of leaves is only 20 decibels. A rocket launch is 180 decibels. Look at how soft and loud sounds can be. An explosion or sudden blast makes a special kind of wave of energy called a shock wave. It creates a shockingly loud sound. Here are some examples with the decibels in sound. So, if it's 10 decibels, almost can't be heard, and a good example would be a pin dropping. If something was 20 decibels, it can just only be heard. That would be like leaves rustling. 30 would be very quiet, and that would be whispering, and 40 would be light rainfall. 50 would be quiet, like heavy rainfall or a car driving past. 60 would be comfortable, like normal human voices or dishwasher. 70 would be irritating, like a television set on loud or a vacuum cleaner. 80 is unpleasant, like an alarm clock or a doorbell. 85 is loud, like a smoke alarm or a motorcycle. 90 is extremely unpleasant, like a nearby truck, screaming, or a lawnmower. 105 is a nearby helicopter or a large drum. 110 would be like a rock concert or a chainsaw. 120 would be a human voice at its loudest, or a police siren. 140, which is almost painful, would be like a jackhammer or a firecracker. And then at 150, you are damaging to hearing, meaning like a nearby jet engine, or 170 would be an avalanche, or 180 would be a rocket launch, or when sound waves become shock waves would be 194 decibels. The storm is over, the sunlight has returned, and the quiet. But not quite. Do you hear that sound? Zzzz. The tiny honeybee is buzzing loudly home again.